Hello and welcome! Today I have been requested to review Transformers Revenge of the Fallen Decepticons for the Nintendo DS. Well, not really specifically Decepticons here, as I was just asked to review a Transformers game on DS. And since that's all I was given to work with, I thought it'd be fun to just pick up the cheapest Transformers DS title I can get my hands on and see what's what. And for $5, how bad can it be? Today's video is sponsored by 16-Bit Store. If you're looking for a one-stop shop for a replacement stylus for your Nintendo DS and 3DS systems, why not visit the 16-Bit Store? We've designed and 3D printed our own styluses from the original Nintendo DS all the way to the new Nintendo 3DS. So if you're in the market for a replacement stylus, why not visit the 16-Bit Store today? And if you use offer code 16BitReview on Etsy, you'll get 15% off your order when you buy 2 items or more. Now, to start with, I feel I need to give you my history with the Transformers license, or the lack thereof up to this point. I know of the TV series and films, but I didn't grow up with it. And when the Michael Bay films were coming out, I just was never interested in them other than seeing the first film, which I went with a friend. So you can imagine my confusion when I picked up not just a new Transformers game, but a movie licensed Transformers game. And with the game's story being the first thing that was pretty much screamed at me when I started it, let's just say I have a lot of confusing opinions here. I would love to critique this game's story and how I'm pretty sure they managed to shoehorn in a rookie character here, but I can't fairly judge it, as I'm just too unfamiliar with the movie to say if this is accurate or not. What I can say about this story is that it is oddly enjoyable. The over-the-top voice acting and dialogue is just absolutely amusing to me. All the characters, well, heroes in this case, here feels like they're just trying to win the biggest jerk award. Though, once the Decepticons do stop screaming expositions at you and each other, and Soundwave starts giving you objectives to start doing and completing, I was pleasantly surprised that Vicarious Visions took the easy path and structured this game like one of those old mech games that you used to play on PC and old consoles, before 3D was really good enough to do people. Now, my experience with this genre, much like everything in this review, is limited. But when I do find one that I get my hands on and I do enjoy it, I do like it enough. And I find this game's version of it to be quite enjoyable, but fairly repetitive. The typical formula that I've seen thus far in the game has been to enter an area, do a mission for story progression, blow up some stuff, and potentially do evil things because you're Decepticons, and do some additional objectives here and there that may not be related to mech combat. The missions themselves are on the shorter side, but for a DS game, that isn't a bad thing. And as enjoyable as this game is, it's not without fault. And I believe that's because Vicarious Visions became overly ambitious when it comes to certain aspects of the Transformers. Because this game isn't just about Transformers shooting guns at each other, but somehow Vicarious Visions managed to shoehorn in an entire racing game, fighting game mechanics, though simplified, and a top-down vehicle shooter level. Somehow. The fighting game combat is simplistic at best, and useless the rest of the time. Racing is clunky since your vehicles hold no momentum and drive pretty much like a tank. You let go of the accelerator and you stop on a dime. And the best of the unique features of this game is the vehicle combat, but even that can be devoid of challenge once you've learned how to deal with the enemies in their limited variety. I think my only other complaint about this game is the lack of any interesting music. Because other than that, it's a good game. It's unique, it has a very interesting visual style, it plays well, controls well. Just about everything about this game is good. Yeah, it's not perfect, but for what it is, a promotional license piece for a new movie, it's not that bad of a game. Now, as a cheap license game, I was pleasantly surprised with Transformers Revenge of the Decepticons. The game didn't blow my mind like Star Wars The Force Unleashed on the DS did, but it's a stable enough little experience for the system that I enjoyed it anyways. So much so that I am going to keep this game in my collection to maybe replay it when I'm in a mood for blowing up mechs. And I feel if you are looking for that simplistic mech game on a Nintendo DS, this game will scratch that itch, at least for a little while. Is it a perfect game? No. Could it be better? Of course. But it does the job well enough that I can recommend it. But anyways, thank you ever so much for watching. I hope you have yourself a good day, and as always, take care.